Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show. Today we are going to be, it is the showcase for, what? It's a showcase for this month. The John Carter month, which is his birthday month.
That's right, folks. Welcome back to the Sunday Show-Off Show. And it was a great month, not just because it was my birthday, but because we got to highlight all of our favorite Edgar Rice Burroughs books and stories, and just it was just a great time. And so now we're going to show off all the crafts we did this month that were all, of course, inspired. I'm going to go with, except for one thing, pretty much John Carter, Warlord of Mars. There really wasn't a lot of Tarzan crafts that I could come up with.
So we ended up doing 0.
And obviously the Carson of Venus series is less well known, so we just sort of shied away from that. And of course,
we did make a review of the first book.
And you know, Jungle Girl, that was, you know, and while it was a wonderful book, and the whole family's going to read it out loud on camera sometime soon.
No, we're not. Since when was that a plan?
That was never a plan. But we all enjoyed all of the shenanigans this month, and we're going to start off with the very first craft, which was more or less a group of Martian Terrain.
This one was made by him, therefore the hieroglyphics are much better, because he actually knew anything about what he wanted, whilst mine is quite the opposite of that.
But we've got a couple of egg chambers, a couple of stone markers for
something.
Just to show, you know.
No, this one has some sort of meaning, but I forgot what it was. While the other three have 0 meaning whatsoever, except for I think one of them has a kind of existent meaning, but not enough to where I would say it's
all in all really simple stuff. But we just wanted to, you know, get our feet wet and do something. The egg chambers were pretty easy. The only difficult part was the grid pattern. I don't know if you can see that on the roof. I happen to have this clear plastic with a grid pattern on it, and I wanted to use it for something, and so there you go. Really simple. You can use these techniques for a lot of other terrain ideas. Let's go on to Monkey.
Yes, so Monkey.
That actually probably looks pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. We realized that a monkey's small, but monkey needs to be big, and so we made monkey big.
Yes.
If we were to compare this to
oh, the other one?
Yes.
Yeah, here's the one from Bronze Age.
Not that one. I was going to say that. A person.
Oh. Doc Savage once again facing off with
Monkey. This time fully painted Monkey.
It was a lot of fun. It was pretty easy. I'm really happy with the paint job. You know, starting with white and giving it a very, very difficult wash of Vallejo's Mecha Wash, which I need to get more because I almost used the whole bottle on him. And then various coats of colors of dry brush white, and there again, like you were saying, is the Bronze Age.
Which of course this version of the monkey is sculpted millions of times better.
Right, but you know, for you know,
I mean, this is just something we got from the dollars. No, it's from Hobby Lobby, isn't it?
Right.
Hobby Lobby does have good sculpts, I will say that, but not as good as any of those.
Yeah, Bronze Age. If they had made it bigger, we probably wouldn't have made this craft.
But then we would have needed to do something else instead.
But now we have the King of the Monkeys.
Yeah, King of Monkey.
And then the next thing we did was the airships.
I believe we should split those in half, just because.
Well, let's just do the small one first.
And I think we should do the big one after these four.
And this is the one the little guy did.
Yes.
And it turned out.
I did the gun.
It turned out really nice. A little rough around some of the edges there.
But that's fine.
That's just battle damage.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, let's put Doc Savage, and you know, you could use this whole concept for a lot of.
The only problem is also scale. I mean, who owns this? Yeah.
You could fit, you know, probably a good half a dozen miniatures on it.
That's very clearly meant to be a small vessel.
But all in all, I'm very happy with the way it turned out. Like I said, you could use this for a lot of Savage World games, or John Carter, or, you know, some steampunky type games, or, you know, just about anything. You know, you could obviously change it about a bunch.
Yeah.
But for, I think, $2 in actual purchased pieces, and even if you did that, you'd end up with 2 of these for the price of $2 and a bunch of, you know, scraps. Let's move on to the next thing.
I believe it should be these.
You want to do the Final Faction?
So we'll start from smallest to biggest. First off, this. This is little more than just a repaint.
Yep.
Because it's just a repaint with a base.
That's literally all it is from Final Faction.
But we will say that this metallic orange, it's not metallic orange, it is, I believe, Shining Silver, you said, right?
No, it was Vallejo's silver.
Yeah, oh, Vallejo silver.
With a
Army Painter orange speed paint.
That's right. And a little bit of soft tone wash on the top afterwards, and some sand on the base. And there you have it. A nice little critter.
Oh, spoiler that we do have the speed paints now.
Yes, and we will be using them next month. Next one?
Okay.
No, leave it there. Just so we can just get them
then,
all.
My favorite, second favorite, is this beetle. It is now. It's a beetle now.
And
it was not a beetle before, because none of these even resemble anything similar to a bug. He called this thing a tick. It's not a tick. Ticks look nothing like this. Ticks have a very specific shape of their body, be it soft body, whatever type of tick it is.
Again, it was right out of the Final Faction pieces. All I did was add the wings with just a little bit of milliput. And then I gave it a Army Painter green not wash, but speed paint, followed by an Army Painter
speed paint silver. I actually didn't use it on one of them.
Then an Army Painter green wash, some sand on a bottle cap, and you know it looks like a big scary bug. Next.
Then my least favorite.
This purple monstrosity was also just a repaint from a Final Faction piece.
But you should have given it some milliput over its eyes. Because I don't like them.
I never would have thought of that, but it's definitely an alien-looking creature.
I don't even know what it's supposed to be, but I like that.
I think it's more suited for a sci-fi game than a fantasy game. But,
most definitely.
But, you know, if you were so inclined, because I just want to think that somehow its arm things are actually blasters because of the way they look. I realize they did that to keep it from being like sharp and pointy, you know, given to a small child that might, you know, poke itself or something. But, you know, it's still creepy crawly. And
this one or this one?
Let's do the one they've already seen.
This one, which the green things are in fact its eyes, which kind of ruins it for me, but it doesn't ruin it. It just changes it a lot.
Right, but it's still.
Reminds me of the Snow Snakes movie.
All in all, it is kind of a weird looking creature, and that's what we were shooting for. The base turned out pretty nice. I would have liked to have made it a little higher, the depth of the rocks. You can still kind of see that edge from the Pringles lid.
Yeah, but that's fine.
You know.
We've used Pringles lids again, which is something we stopped doing for a while.
But again, for less than $1, some rocks, some sand, some glue, it's got that Marsy look to it, and you know, I want to make one that's actually popping up out of like a swamp, and maybe that would have been more fun to do using the Pringles lid because it gives you that depth, you know, sort of like a built-in pool container.
Yeah, that's what the Pringles lids are best utilized for, is to give it some sort of depth, or so that you can put it inside for more stability.
And it would be great with something like Vallejo's water effects, a little food color or a wash, and make it look like, you know, some sort of swampy, you know, mess that the creature just pops up out of.
Yeah.
And let's move on
We
to...
can also use some of those wave effects we haven't used in a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
Then on to my favorite one.
Yes, this one I think I like this one the most too, just because we put a little bit, not more work into it.
We put the most work into that one.
But it's...
Aside from maybe this one with the rocks. Because this one really all we just did is glue the wings onto it and cut off the gun it had at the end. So
blaster.
Yeah.
But I think this would be great for, you know, a swarm of some sort of alien or, you know, fantasy creatures, kind of like Sturges maybe, just really, really big. Or just one big, you know, nasty, almost Tyrannid looking creature, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, I did use this for it and then just dry brush over with some other red.
Oh, you didn't use the army painter on that?
I did not use it because I couldn't find it. Also because I do like this paint.
Yeah, we still, you know, enjoy Citadel's contrast paints, but we
want to use the new stuff.
Yeah, and just give it a good try. I used purple speed paint
orange,
on that, green, orange.
Yeah, purple, orange, green.
I didn't use any speed paints on this though.
Okay.
But that's probably because I'd already put the wash.
Yeah, you'd already done most of everything by the time you got them. So
let's move this out and see if
not really a
the
reason
light
to do that.
Actually makes this one a little creepier. Poor Doc, he's just...
I also didn't notice, but they're all a different color, which is nice.
Mm-hmm. That was
if there was one more, we would have done it blue, probably.
Probably. And I don't know if there's anything in the new stuff that we got, but we definitely
got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but that'll be
next month,
which is this month.
You're right.
And on to the last craft. Easy. We're going to try and make a scene after this.
Oh, well, it still exists.
On to the big ship. Let's move that just so it can actually spin. This one, I think it really turned out pretty okay.
Wait, this turn?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. And it doesn't want to stay very well. But this is our larger of the two airships.
And this one's actually an airship.
And this, I'm going to actually try and get some Bronze Age Martian miniatures to put in here for like the cockpit, if you will. That's where they pilot the vehicle from. I almost wish I could have lit this up, but I really couldn't have.
It would have been difficult.
Yeah, I mean, I could have done it, but
I mean, obviously we could have.
It would have either taken...
I mean, we could have connected some wires to the big lights and then had it so that the
or just one of the new little lights.
No, exactly, because we wouldn't be able to, unless we could need to unscrew them every time we wanted to
yeah,
the
and
batteries,
it would have been
or turn them off. It would have been very difficult. So I think the way we could have done it would have been to have the two things and extend the wires somehow.
And drill instead
of... connect the wires coming out of it to other wires.
But I really think this one turned out a lot better than we thought.
Yeah, I was kind of worried.
This engine really kind of steals the show and the whole...
Yeah, we're going to use that for something else.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's kind of perfect. I mean, if you look down here, it's kind of the perfect thing we could have used here. And then the cockpit up at the top, not necessarily a cockpit. I mean, it kind of is.
And you know what this gold thing actually is?
Yep.
It came from a pumpkin carving kit. Where you
I remember that.
Where you stick that in to make a sort of a guide pattern to cut out square eyes. Although I've never seen square eyes on a pumpkin before. But next Halloween, we're definitely going to have to get more of these. Because it really gives that sort of a gothic-y look to the cockpit area.
So...
And, of course...
Oh, yeah, also.
This would also fit in nicely, I think, for the new 5th edition Spelljammer. Hint, hint, wink, wink. You know what I'm talking about, guys?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think if there are any 5th edition crafters out there who are actually going to give Spelljammer a try, you could probably come up with something using a lot of these techniques to make your Spelljammer games less sucky, I guess. So let's move on to the
other big things.
You want to do mine first or yours first?
Yours first. We can do both, I guess.
Let's just do one at a time because I don't want one to outshine the other.
Okay.
But here's our Bronze Age miniature. Bronze Age miniature Thark on a Thoat. God, that's so hard to say. It just sounds kind of ridiculous, but that is
these names. Sci-fi writers have come up with the worst names. I mean, come on.
I do want to thank Dave over at Bronze Age Miniatures one more time for giving us the opportunity to paint these. These were some of the funnest things I've painted in a very, very long time. They're absolutely beautiful miniatures. And other than putting a gloss coat on the black part of the miniature base, which I just didn't get around to doing, these just really turned out nice. And I'm going to be very, very happy to put them up on the back shelves behind us for quite a while, just to show them off, because these are just absolutely phenomenal miniatures. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
I know the little guy.
I mean, I believe they're resin, but
yeah,
that doesn't harm them.
No.
As much as it would if they were thinner, but obviously they are.
And I think it's not the same kind of resin.
Yeah, there's definitely multiple types of resin. I believe there's multiple types of resin.
But I hope Dave will chime in when he sees these and let us know what he thinks, because I think we did a pretty good job on these.
I think you did a pretty good job on this one.
Well, I think you did a pretty good job too.
I think you did a pretty good job on this one too.
I did help him out. That's what he's joking about. I had to give him a little assistance.
It was
Let's do it the other way around. Yeah, he was running out of time.
Wasn't necessarily running out of time.
And he did get to paint the cooler one. I mean, that rider is just...
You could have painted him.
I know, but I wanted you to have the more fun.
Honestly, I kind of would have preferred to paint this one just because of all the weapons.
Really?
It's just all the weapons, I wasn't really sure what to do with them. I mean, I made this thing blue. I just wanted to make it look as similar to that one as possible.
I think you did a great job, buddy. I wouldn't sell yourself short.
I mean, on the very little that I did do,
Shut up, you did a lot. You did a lot. He was actually working on it right before the show to finish it up. And I really think you did a great job on the four-armed Martian.
Thank you.
It looks just stunning. Now if we can just get a John Carter game going and use these, that would be just a dream come true. But let's take him. Hold him for a second, and we'll take him off and turn this off, and
where is that?
Put this off to the side.
He can't fit.
And just get everything all. Have a monster fight over here. Look who's being silly.
I don't think he's gonna survive.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think he's going in the same direction.
Oh, everything's after him? Everything wants to kill Doc Savage? That's fine. That makes total sense. He lands, and now he's got a, he's Doc Savage. He can handle anything.
I mean, the 4 bugs actually. 5, no, those 4 bugs, these 3 specifically, they're just small bugs. Mm-hmm. Those rocks aren't alive. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, the other 5 are kind of a bit more. Wouldn't he just get back in his ship and shoot them?
And leave?
Yeah.
You would think so.
I can't help but notice you haven't finished painting it.
Doc Savage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Don't blame me, though. I mean, I do, but I don't.
So did you have fun this month?
Yes.
Yeah. And next month is going to probably be at least as much fun, would you say?
Well, aside from 2 specific parts of it, yes.
And
actually 2 less not specific parts of it, yes.
And we're going to tell you all about that this Tuesday in the announcement show. But until then, we want to thank everybody out there for sticking around and putting up with our nonsense for another month. We really appreciate it. And I want to say thank you to all those great people out there that have really reached out and brought us deeper into this hobby, thanks to the internet and TV land. And from all of us here at the Shadow and Sun Show, thank you guys for everything. We really, really appreciate it. And
good night.
Bye, everybody.